Aloha, gang. How are y'all doing? We'll see how long it takes before certain dogs realize that I'm live. One of them is, oh, actually, they're all scratching my legs right now. Well, they're doing it quietly. I don't mind this. I do not mind this at all. So, good morning. Forget it. This is not morning. I wish it was morning right now because I feel as tired as I do in the morning. Hello, Cat. Uh-oh. Cassie's getting jealous. Cassie's getting jealous. Stop being jealous, little miss. So, how are y'all doing? Oh, and there's Pia barking. Okay, Pia, shh, 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 shh. Okay, let me pull out treats. How are you doing today? It's Aloha Friday. No work till Monday. Unless you really have a horrible schedule that you absolutely hate and have to work on the weekends. I don't know about you guys. I remember when I finally got my first Monday through Friday job and I celebrated like crazy. The idea that I would have 2 days off in a row was just great after years and years of having that. Oh, yes, the little fluff pups. Okay, this is intuitive. This is Miss Cassie. Oh, yeah, Miss Cassie just wants this. And also, that's Cassie. I know this is the mental health live, but I know it's going to take a little longer for people to get here because it's a different time. So I'll introduce y'all. This is Wrigley. Wrigley's the little boy and is Cassie's sister. And then we have Mama. Then, oh, I'm sorry. Did I pick you up wrong? I picked her up under her arms wrong. This is how Pia is mommy to both of them. They're both from different litters, but same mom and dad. So full force. Yeah, so I keep them away from each other during certain times of the year. And but they are fun. They are so much fun. So, like I said, we are at a different time schedule now because surprise, surprise, Hawaii does not do daylight savings time. We're a little closer to the equator than most of you. And because of that, our time sunset doesn't change horribly, maybe about an hour over the course of the year. So we really have never needed daylight savings time here. So what that means is right now when I normally go live is different from what it was last week. Last week it was 10 p.m. Eastern time. This week it's 9 p.m. Eastern. So so we'll see how things go. Hopefully people will get the updates about stuff while I'm saying hi to everyone who's popping in, starting with our dear Grandma Sherry, who popped in earlier to help out. My dear, you are the bomb. And yes, we are having, by the way, I am working on memberships. I think I've got the names. Thank you to someone who helped me with some name ideas for the different levels. I just now have to come up with actual perks. So if anyone has any idea of perks, please let me know. I'd love to know. Hello, Intuitive. How you doing? Yes, Cassie, I love you. But you're being very nosy right now. Okay, I'll give you a big piece. That'll take longer to eat. So hello, Intuitive One. I love watching your guys' names. There's some people, I know there's an I Am Zen. I love that name. Intuitive One I love. I just love the different names that people come up with for their characters. For their username. Sorry, you can tell I play World of Warcraft. Okay, I talk in that language. Hello, so BC is here. Cassie. BC is here, and then hey, Sleuth Mom, thanks for the update on the hardest part of dealing with missing people, especially as you talk with families, is when people's stories end up not quite the way you were hoping they would end. But thank you for letting us all know. Girl, how you doing, my dear? Love you, love you, love you, love you. Lucas, yes, Lucas, sorry. I knew you could tell my mind just blanked out. I have been blanking out. As we were saying during our Wednesday lives on panel, okay, there's some days we just can't brain. And yeah, that's usually every day for me. I can't ever brain. It just does not work well for me. Mama Jane, how you doing, my dear? Love you, my dear. Hope you're doing good. And on Angie Marie. Hello, Miss Angie Marie. So, yes, Sleuth Mom can't brain either. Yeah, I mean, it did enough for me to realize that it wasn't Halloween anymore and I had to change out the diamond painting. So now we're into Thanksgiving. I actually have a whole new thing. I got to buy myself a curtain rod And then I have a place I can hang all my paintings over time. So we'll work on that over the next couple weeks. So, but we will see how it goes. Big hugs back to my Rosaline. So I love you, girl. I love you. Mwah. Cassie, you are being the biggest noisy girl. Okay, are you hungry or something? I think she's hungry. Hey, hey, Princess Megan. How you doing, my dear? So, Aloha Friday starts, and as such, we can do a little mental health discussions before going into Cantina and all the fun of Cantina. And also just update now before, in case I do get into everything and forget to tell everyone. As of Monday, I am going to be stage managing for a new show. And for those of you who, a lot of you, I haven't done a show in a couple months, that usually means I'm busy in the evenings. So I may have to change some of the live times to earlier in the day or later at night, but I know that's harder for most people. So, except for my Brits, they like the later at night. So we'll see how everything goes. So, but let's see where we are. I was sitting here this week. I had, yeah, the show, Mama Jane's going to be so, it's called Painting TJ. And I'll just let y'all know this one. It's basically about a girl whose mom's headmistress of school, and she gets put on suspension actually for painting a big old yuck. Sorry, I got to say it that way because that's just the laws of the internet, I think. On a statue of Thomas Jefferson. And also it's kind of her coming to try to understand things, and it's going to be an interesting show. But I'll be stage managing for it, so that gets really busy. So what are we talking about today? Like I said, drama everywhere. Going back to good old Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, drama everywhere, not a drop to drink. Okay, no, there's more than enough to drink if anyone's been around lately. I initially had thought, well, some of you guys do know I have a guest panelist who's going to be coming up sometime in the near future to talk about addiction. We're working on schedules right now because they've got a lot of stuff going in their life right now too, so it might be in a couple more weeks, but that is coming up. I had thought about talking about friendships initially, recognizing good friends versus, okay, friends that you might want to kind of walk away from, things like that, because it's something I've had a lot of people ask about. However, in the last few days, we have, no matter what corner of the internet you've been on, it seems like drama is everywhere. And this is not for us to talk about drama and get into taking sides on things or anything like that. This is more for us to come here, because one of the things I hear over and over when this happens is people saying they hate all the drama. They wish the drama would stop. They wish they could figure out why, all these things on that level. So I wanted to come back. We've kind of addressed this a little bit before from a different angle, but today what I wanted to do is kind of go through the idea of drama, not just internet drama. Drama happens everywhere, gang. Okay, see, there you go. Really, it makes me sad. See, and that's it. There's so many people. Drama affects all of us in different ways. And that's part of the problem. Okay, each of us react to drama in different ways. And because of that, there is no one way to deal with it. Okay, or to understand it or anything like that. Sandra, I love you, Sandra. Love you, love you, love you. Love you, my dear. And so let me pull up my banner so we can get to work on all these. So, drama itself, okay, we deal with drama from the earliest ages we can think of. Okay, if you think about it. Early on, you're dealing with family dramas. Okay, think about, we're coming up on Thanksgiving. Okay, how many of us are going to make it through Thanksgiving dinner if we're going to a big family dinner without drama? I mean, most of us, many of us would rather not go to something like Thanksgiving or Christmas family meals because of all the drama that pops up. And also it becomes, intuitive one. It gives you migraines, anxiety, insomnia. You unsub from all the drama. I'll be honest, gang. Many channels that I even will go to regularly, I'm not sub to, because I don't want all the drama popping up in, okay, my queue. Okay, when I come to YouTube and open up YouTube, I really don't want to have all this drama. Now, does that mean I'm not going and looking up what they're talking about? Yes, some days I may go and do that. But there are days I don't want to hear about drama. And unfortunately, I know if I'm subbed to certain channels, there's no choice. I'm going to have to deal with it. Okay, and then I have to keep myself from pushing the button and going to that channel. You stop. Okay, Princess Megan, you stop celebrating Thanksgiving. Won't be celebrating it this year. And that's it. Trauma, issues, family. Okay, so many people. That is our introduction to drama, to be honest. Okay, then we get into school and drama in school. Oh my God, I don't know if you guys remember, many of you guys, I don't think it was just me, but my 7th, 8th grade, OMG, you talk about drama central. Okay, those junior high years were the worst petty, catty girl type drama in the world. Okay, I spent more time crying or talking with teachers, or okay, friends and I being pulled into the principal's room or whatever like that because of drama and people trying to play games with each other and stuff like that. So it continues on with school, continues on with work. Okay, think about your job. How often can you get through a week without some level of workplace drama happening? Okay, we are surrounded by drama, and that's not even getting in, like I said, the ones I just mentioned don't even include the YouTube side of things, or the Twitter, or the Facebook, or all these other things. It feels like we are hardwired to participate in drama. Okay, and there's many reasons why we will. And that's where here we've got all these different things: work, online, family drama. What do they share in common? Well, I think to some degree it is entertainment. Okay, especially on YouTube, fully entertainment. I think it is people want to be right. People love to be right. And they can have a very hard time with coming to the understanding that it's okay for people not to agree with them. Oh my gosh, when I was younger, I was never comfortable unless, okay, if I was having a huge fight with my mom and dad or something, I needed them to understand why I thought the way that I thought before I could calm down. Okay, I couldn't stand the idea that people did not understand why I was thinking the way I was thinking. And also, I think a lot of times that's where drama comes from. It's like, yeah, but I know, this is right, this is why I think this way. And everyone's pointing it outwards to everyone else. Okay, they feel this way, they're talking this way and all, because everything's being externally driven. When in reality, the only way we can get through many of these things is to look from an internal level. I love you, Princess Megan. And yes, living this far away can be problematic, even though there are a few of you from Hawaii that I'm hoping to meet sooner or later. Mama Jane's the best. Mama Jane is the best. I love her to death. Okay, so as we're dealing with drama and stuff like that, we've got to look at how do we remove ourselves from it? How do we get away from it? Because as you guys were saying in here, Intuitive One mentioned it gives you migraines, anxiety, insomnia. Type in chat, what are some of the things that drama does to you? Okay, maybe it is positive. Maybe there's some positive stuff that you get from drama. But other people, we've had some other people pop in there, okay, with their comments and all. There you go, Mama Jane. If anyone wants to come have Thanksgiving, please come on over. We used to do that as a family. Okay, if I had friends that were from the mainland and they were here for college, we'd have them come over. It was awesome to do that. But yeah, drama plays with so many different parts of us. And so often, instead of getting into it deeper and deeper and deeper, what we need to be doing is finding ways to pull back. It doesn't necessarily mean we're not addressing issues, because a lot of people will say, well, I have to get involved because I have to make sure people understand how I feel. And hey, Jay. Okay, and yes, rest in peace, Kevin Conroy, the voice of Batman from the cartoons. So there are reasons why people start into it, but at some point we reach these lines where the drama is not doing anyone any good whatsoever. Ooh, coffee sounds good, Emma. And so what do you do when you get to that point? Not even to that point. What do you do in the early levels of it? Okay, as you're trying to go through whatever is popping up, whether it be at work, because work is a very dangerous place with drama, because here, guys, we can unplug. If drama gets too bad and it's really affecting us, we can unplug. But at work, you can't. You can't unplug. With your family, you can't unplug. You have to develop the skills to pull you back at that point. Emma, exactly. If you removed yourself from drama, you'd have no relatives. Bingo. Okay. Drama is going to be part of all of our lives. Okay. And that's the thing. When we try to run away from all of it, we're never really learning how to deal with it. And the more we deal with it, the easier it becomes to work within it. So what I want to do is kind of go through, like I usually do, some of the different steps, thought processes, things like that. And you guys throw out ideas as we're going through this also. Just looking at that, I found a great TED Talk actually by Anastasia Penright. Gang, I don't know how many of you guys watch TED Talks, but some of them can be really, really helpful. And they are not all long. This was literally 14 minutes. It was a great little TED Talk. And Emma said, drama is part of life. Sometimes drama is a term we apply to things we don't like, sort of like the term negative. Again, very contradictory. Sometimes a person really can't always avoid life. Yeah. And as some of the stuff we're going to go through here, sometimes drama pops up actually because of the way we think as compared to the person we're talking to and how they think. Because honestly, gang, if you look at it, we look at everything in life from our point of view. Very seldom. One of the best lessons anyone can learn is to start looking from the other person's view. To actually walk, you hear the comment about, okay, walk a couple miles in someone else's shoes. Really can make a huge difference once you start doing that. Hey, Seal, love you, my dear. And so removing ourselves from drama, what are some of the different things that we can do to start? So the first thing I want to mention is replaying the drama or whatever happened in your head, okay? Not from the point, what did so-and-so do to piss me off, okay? What was it that that person said, or how did that person react that upset me or stuff like that? No. What I'm saying is replay it in your head, looking at your reactions. Okay, again, remember, and I'm going to say this over and over and over, and I always do, we can't change other people, gang. It would be wonderful if we could change everyone else, but we can't. All we can do is change ourselves. We can look at our own behaviors and move from there. So look at yourself and find out, where did you place the blame? Okay, say it is a workplace drama issue. Okay, maybe someone at work, every time you're out, okay, say you're a teacher, okay, and you're having issues with some students in your class and everything, and you're going to a big conference with all of the other teachers and all, and you're making comments, okay, and that person, someone else comes in and starts contradicting everything you're saying, okay, interrupting you left and right and stuff like that, okay, you may have some real rights to be upset. But how did you react to that? Okay, what did you say? Okay, what was your overreaction to that? And where did you place the blame? because in the end, again, like I said, we can't blame everyone else for everything. Okay, anyone who has two kids who've ever gotten in a fight know exactly it takes two people to start a fight. One may start it and egg it on, but the other person's going to jump in. The other kid's going to jump in and get involved in it also. Okay, yes, for example, I was great at trying to point all the blame towards my brother, but trust me, I egged on my fair share of fights. And so things like that, looking at that, where are you placing the blame? Why are you placing the blame? And next within this is venting to the wrong people. So, sorry, checking up what we got here. I'm falling behind on chat. So okay, got it. Thank you guys. So you're having a fight with people, and this one especially on the internet. Okay, you get involved in drama. One of the first things a lot of us tend to do is we vent, right? Venting is huge. And venting could be good, gang. It's actually going to be one of the steps in here. Okay, venting can be good, but it's the venting to the wrong people that become problematic. Just because someone is your best friend may not mean they're the best person to vent to. Because venting requires hey, Burden, how you doing? How you doing, my dear? Venting requires the ability to trust people, to know that other person is going to hold you to task for something if you're doing something wrong, and isn't just going to be a yes ma'am or no ma'am or whatever. Okay, you have to have people who can truly be there and help you, listen to you, and not tell everything. Okay, on you. And so Emma, once I worked in a small work group of women, and they were just as mean. One of them was overweight, and she would look at me and say nasty things about being thin. Can't control other people. Sorry, my mom just walked into the house. She's been gone. And so I'm sending them off that way. So yeah. So one of the things we tend to do, I love you, Sandra. Love you, my dear. And is a lot of times when we start getting into the venting side of things, especially here on YouTube, for example, okay, we start venting, and maybe we're venting in a chat, maybe we're venting privately, and then all of a sudden we get upset because the next day, all of a sudden, whatever it is we just told that person is now all over the internet, or is all over among other people. Say, I heard you said this. Oh, I heard you said that. And so stepping back and looking at it, because that just continues this whole thing. Okay, looking at, well, why is it that you chose to talk with those people? Because honestly, people aren't, it's always hard because you want to trust people, but you can't always trust people because sometimes they're going to need to vent themselves. Sometimes you may be trusting someone who you probably should not have trusted to begin with, but perhaps you're trusting them because you're hoping to get in good with them. Because we've heard the word hate bonding how many times lately? So you know that person is upset with so-and-so, so if I go to them and vent to them, they'll totally understand what I'm saying and they'll keep it private. Not necessarily. So that's what I mean when I say it is important for us to know who we're venting to and actually have what's called a vent buddy, someone that you can trust. The other thing, a lot of times when you start playing it over in your head, the drama over in your head and what all happened and all, is this feeling that you are actually making assumptions or accepting assumptions as fact. How often does drama start because so-and-so says something about so-and-so, and that so-and-so then goes to someone else because, you know what? Oh my gosh, it must be fact. Someone just said it, so there's got to be truth to it. After all, someone would never say something that's not true. What we don't realize is sometimes people are saying things based off of their emotions. They're not thinking or giving themselves the time to think or whatever. They're blowing up in a certain moment. Or Maybe they have, okay, there's something going on between two people, and one person says something that is truly based off of their assumptions about someone. We talk about this in true crime all the time. How many times do we sit here and talk about a missing person and start throwing out assumptions as if they're fact? Okay. Oh, I bet you the parent is involved in that. Cleo, the little girl who went missing in Australia a year ago. Oh, yeah, I bet you mom and dad were totally involved at that. It had to be that and everything. No, it wasn't. But so many of us were saying that as if it was complete truth, complete fact. The problem comes the more people who start talking based off of assumptions, okay, like that, the more people start accepting it as fact, because you know what? When you've heard something from one person, okay, could be an assumption. Yeah. It just could be that person's personal thought or whatever. Then you hear it from the second person. Ooh, wonder what's going on. Not realizing that second person just heard it from the first person. Then you get to the point of three people or something like that, and it gets more and more. And by the time you're up to a couple people you're hearing it from in a couple different chats or something like that, it's like, that's the truth. I bet you the police actually said something about that, because not all these people wouldn't be passing around this assumption if it wasn't based off of fact and everything. Hi, Mom. Bye-bye. Okay, thank you. And so these things become very, very important to look at, okay, that the assumptions are leading you to something else. And so as you're going through this, okay, Emma has here, my aunt and grandmother made up a lie during my brother's divorce proceedings. They said family had molested her, and I never said such a thing, but aunt and grandma had to add it to the drama. Yeah, and that's it. And more people hear, and then it becomes fact when it has nothing based in fact at all. And so the next one, you're going through all this, you're looking at the drama, your part in the drama, things you've said, things you have thought in your head, things like that. And you need to sit back and reflect on what it was you were doing. So I do this all the time, or I try at least. And there's a lot of times I find myself saying something. I really try hard, very hard, not to get involved. But there are times that I know enough to know what the truth is, or I care about someone enough, and I open up my mouth. That's normal for many of us. Okay, and you've got to step yourself back and look at how your reactions are affecting things. Did you overstep those lines that you're creating for yourself? There have been times I've done that. I've sat back and I've looked and I've been like, okay, yeah, I let my emotions get the best of me there. That's probably the best thing. So, okay, I let my emotions get the best of me, and I said things that may not have been, okay, fully based in fact or whatever. So, what can I do differently in the past so I don't repeat that behavior? Because remember, the more you repeat a behavior, the more that behavior becomes pattern for you. We all make mistakes here or there, but when you make the same mistake over and over, it's now a pattern. And that pattern is going to make a difference when people look at what you're saying, how you're reacting to things, because that's what they're seeing. They're seeing the pattern from the outside looking in. So you need to take that step back and look at your own patterns from the outside looking in. And so that's the whole idea of this first step, is really looking at yourself, looking at what's going on in your head with this. What is going on with your belief patterns here? How could you have reacted differently, whether that's privately, publicly, whatever? Okay, what could you do in those cases? So the next thing is thinking about everything that may, okay, How many of you guys on the way to work have your mind going 5 million different directions as to where things might go? Okay, you say in the back of your mind that you're preparing yourself for the day. You're preparing yourself for the worst. Um, you could be on the bus or the train or your car, and you're sitting there saying, okay, yeah, no, I know Jane the other day went and made the comment that I was watching the internet at work, so I'm going to have this problem happen, this, and you start playing all these different games. Or, oh, yesterday, Mitchell saw me and he kind of gave me that look. I think there's something going on here and he's going to say something. So what could he be thinking about? Because that look was definitely really off. There's got to be something going on there. So you're preparing yourself for all of these negative things. Okay. Or you come onto YouTube and you see a community post that doesn't have any name on it or anything. And you're looking at the community post and you're already thinking to yourself, what might be going on with that? We are really good at doing these things to ourselves. We do this very easily. I mean, so many times I will lay in bed at night and I will be sitting there going over everything that might have happened that day or may not have happened that day. And I will put all of these negative connotations or connections to everything that's going on. Okay, because you never know what might pop up. So we need to take that step back, okay, and look at what it is we're thinking ahead of time. Again, we're making assumptions, yes? Go back to Rosaline was in here with us too. Okay, the 4 agreements, making assumptions. Okay, assumptions get us into so much trouble, not with others only, but with ourselves. Okay, once we start making assumptions involving ourselves, okay, it's just setting up this mindset in our head. And so as that mindset goes on, if you start, that's anxiety, exactly, Seal. This anxiety that's going on because you're thinking to yourself that this is going to happen. And if this happens, what is your boss going to say? And if your boss says something, are you going to get yourself in trouble and disciplined? And oh, well, if that happens, though, how am I going to reply? All these things start going together. What happens, gang, is the more we look at all these negative connotations, negative assumptions, the more they start to color our actions. They become real. Okay? Our concerns start to show themselves publicly. They're not just something in our head anymore. We're reacting on them because we're so worried, okay, everything will go in a negative direction. And we self-fulfill. Okay, before you know it, yes, everyone is blowing up with this comment and everything, or everyone is thinking a certain thing about you because you have been putting up all of these boundaries or making all these comments, making, okay, people think, what's going on with it? Why is this person reacting this way all the time? Why are they doing that? And there must be something going on there because we're always looking for those. Okay, we have a way of looking for negative things that aren't there. We look for anxiety. We look for negative thinking. I am almost, oh my God, I used to be horrible about always thinking people were thinking negative stuff about me. I still do it. I'll go shopping. Okay, and oh my God, I remember I used to go into the plus size areas and I'd be like, oh my gosh, people are probably looking at me and thinking, oh my God, look at that girl in the plus size stuff. And I'm like, what? I guarantee you not a single person was even thinking about me. But in my mind, they were. Okay, and it started making a difference in how I felt about myself because I was sure I would do exactly what Rosaline said. I would take it personal in the end because I'm sure they're going to take it that way. So I might as well jump on it quicker. So it's definitely something that we look for. And if we don't see it there, we're going to make sure we see it there over time. Step back and remind yourself when you're listening to others, it is their assumption. Okay. Even if they're telling you, okay, oh, this is the fact. This is the complete fact. And well, fine, show it. We talk about receipts and stuff like that. But even within that, we have to question things at times because we don't see a full context of things. So you always have to listen to others' assumptions, okay, and question. You always have to realize what's going on there. You can't just blatantly believe everything you're told. We want to, because it's so much easier to believe people than to question them, because we get into this thought process in our head that if we're questioning what other people are doing, then they must be bad. No, we're not saying they're bad. Not at all. What we're saying is they're human. And as human, they may be putting their own prejudices on top of a comment. And we have to step back and look at those things. We have to look at everything from an outsider's point of view. Okay, and really be fair on all levels. In the end, with this one, it's really taking a look and recognizing that we don't have to stress about stuff that has not happened. Okay, if we're hearing that, oh, so and so is acting this way, yet we've never seen it, okay, it's not showing as a fact to you. Okay, if you are sitting there thinking, okay, oh, everyone's thinking this about me, but there's nothing there to do it, we don't have to stress about stuff that's not there. We don't have to catastrophize things. And that's one thing that there is a huge group of people who tend to do that. They catastrophize things. Okay, they look for the worst in every situation out there. Okay, AJ, we're not mad at you, my dear. We're not mad at you, my dear. And so as you're talking with people, Cassie, stop it. Okay, as you're dealing with the drama, you're dealing with talking with people, coming up with ideas and stuff, and trying to maneuver through everything going on, you do get to the point of venting. Put a 1 in chat if you've ever vented to someone. I've vented many, many times. And put a 2 if you've never vented in your life to someone else. Okay. Also, does it help you? When you vent, have you found that it helps you when you vent? Or have you found that venting has actually created more problems for you? I think it's probably a combination of the two, all based off of who you are venting to. And so, for example, if you go to one person that you barely know, okay, and you start venting to them because you know, intuitive one, it's going to help you to vent. It's going to help you get the emotions out and stuff like that. But you really have not trialed that person as a vent buddy. You're just running to them because you know they might think the same way that you think, or they may have more information that you have than you have, or whatever it is. You may find out it causes more problems in the end. But if you start creating a friendship with someone, and over time that friendship gets deep enough where you know there is trust there, you know the two of you can depend on each other. Okay, knowing that anyone can turn. That's one problem with venting. There's always that chance. There's always that chance, guys. And but there are some friends, and they're going to be friends that you probably really do know. You are going to share probably some of their information. That's why a vent buddy is someone that you've known for a while. It may not necessarily be a best friend, because I'll be honest with you, there are some best friends out there who might not necessarily be the best vent buddy. Because guess what? They are the most awesomest person in the world. But when it comes down to sharing your deepest, darkest secrets, or being able to help you get through the venting to solving the problem, they just don't have that skill. Says nothing negative about them. It just means all of us have our life skills, what we're good at, what we're not as good at. And you create the relationships based off of what you need. Emma said the term vent sort of sounds negative. I agree, because you associate it with complaints. And and I agree. A lot of us do see it that way. Let me get this puppy. And but it becomes very important. Maybe it is just talking, okay, whatever it is that works for you. Because it is very helpful to be able to get your emotions out. If something, we've seen how an emotion, a negative emotion, can eat you up inside. Okay, it can color everything and your way of seeing the world around you. So it becomes extremely important for us to be able to talk to someone, okay, kind of in a way you would with a therapist, okay, and get through that thought process. Okay, now at some point though, and this is what's important with venting, and when you find that person who is that vent buddy or whatever term you want to call it, it's finding someone who has the ability to help you switch the energy at some point. It is no good for you to vent and vent and vent from a negative point of view. If you continue negatively talking to someone, whether it be through your phone, through text, whether it be a friend you're going out to coffee or tea with, okay, but if all you're going to do, confide hardships, that's a good one, AJ. If all you're going to do is stay on that negative point of view, it's becoming something that's going to be damaging in the end. Because all it is complaining and doing exactly what Emma was just saying. Venting takes on a very negative point of view for many people, the word, because they see people who get stuck in complaining. Okay, it's got to be more than complaints. You got to turn the energy from negative to positive at some point. Okay, it's got to have that. You may or may not solve the problem, but you have to at some point look at the problem and look at what could be done with it. It's so sorry, what we got here. Intuitive one. I don't vent that much. It's if it's regarding activism, I go to the advocates and they get me back on track. And that's a good one. Because a lot of time it's talking about things that, I'll be honest, I did not vent much at all to people until I started into therapy. And I'm happy. That's not true. That's not true. I started I mentioned on Wednesday when we were talking about being survivors and stuff like that I was part of a support group online first. Well, I loved that group and I still loved that. Okay, I still talk with many of the people from it. But at some point, okay, it became a thing where we were all, because of our codependency, none of us were helping each other solve issues that were coming from being survivors. Instead, we got stuck in victimhood. And it became problematic for me. But I started going in to see a therapist. And all of a sudden, I realized what venting should be about. I love you, Mama Jane. And venting isn't just about the complaint side. It's about the solution side also. And so at some point, switching it. Asking yourself, what is my next step? How am I going to go forward so I don't get stuck? Because that's usually what will happen. Okay, if you look at it right now on YouTube, okay, certain things get solved. We should be moving on. But people don't want to move on. They're stuck in a almost venting level now. Okay, where everyone's complaining and complaining and complaining, and no one is just saying, it's done, let's go. Or they say it, but they just haven't been able to do it because no one's looking at ways of doing it. Okay, how are you going to move on so everyone can be done? Okay, yeah, you're always going to have some people, no matter what, you're not going to stop drama. Drama's going to happen. Okay, but how do you make a choice with other people to help yourself move forward at that point? Um, that responsibility of that vent buddy, okay, someone who's going to help you not get stuck, that's going to pull you back from the negativity and hate. Okay, that may right now, for example, in the midst of tons of drama and multiple communities and all that right now, would sit there and tell you, okay, yeah, I understand what you mean. That is definitely frustrating, and I'd be pissed off royally or happy royally or whatever it is. But what are you going to do now so you don't get stuck in this cycle of negativity and trying to find more negativity? Because that's what's happening. People continue, there's got to be more negativity out there. There's got to be more I'm not finding out here. So, no, you got to pull yourself out of that cycle and discover what you've learned from the situation. Because, gang, every single one of us learn from every single situation. The lessons are not always for other people. We will sit here and we'll say, oh, yeah, so and so should know this now, or so and so should know that now. Okay, but the true lessons are our lessons. What is it that we're learning from what happened? Because guess what? That other person should be looking at what they're learning from their own point of view. We don't need to worry about what they are learning. We need to worry about what we need to learn from it. And then how to apply the new thing. That vent buddy helping us try to figure that one out. Because sometimes it's hard. And maybe those are the things that we talk in groups about or things like that. And because what happens if we don't stop it, we have ourselves a pattern. Okay? You repeat the same behavior over and over and over with every type of drama that comes your way. Okay, you react the same way. You react the same way. Okay, you can't make that stop. It becomes a pattern. And the pattern is what everyone else is seeing. The pattern is something that is impossible to hide from. And because it's right out there for people. Okay, so in the end, with this whole area, it's about turning that vent session into a productive conversation. Don't get stuck in the assumptions and the negativity and all these other sides of it and pointing the finger. Instead, turn it into a productive conversation about how I might be able to change, actions I can do. Okay, and what did I do differently this time? Did I actually change? Maybe I did. Maybe I'm still not pulling myself out of it perfectly, but maybe I did do something differently that helped me recognize it quicker. So next is recognizing when you need to talk. So this happens many times when we are, let me see, Mama Jane, there is drama in every walk of life, human or animal. Animals seem to have a better understanding of solving. Yeah, honestly, I look at my dogs and they can solve their problems so much easier than it seems us humans can. It's weird, but it's true. And also, no matter where the drama comes from, again, I mentioned patterns a second ago. Okay, part of dealing with drama is talking, problem solving, like we just said, whether it's on a vent level or with the person we're having problems with. If it's someone at work, for example, okay, and that person at work is actually, they keep repeating the same behaviors. Okay, maybe every single week, you know damn well Jill there is going to say comments about Michael over there, and everyone's going to come in on top of it. And you know these things are going to happen. Okay, patterns are very, very predictable, and they happen everywhere around us. We just got to look for them. And you yourself may get to the point where you're like, you know what? I don't want to be part of this anymore. Okay, maybe you decide, I need to talk to this person. I need to let them know that this is not, I have a boundary. Okay, use the B word. I've got a boundary here. And this type of drama, gossip, whatever we're going to call it, is crossing a boundary that I have in place. Ooh, have fun, Mama Jane, checking out the pup. And also, so when you decide and you come to that place, maybe it's talking to someone who you're having the drama with. Okay? Because I strongly believe most people, if they truly want to sit down and both are open, both have to be open to it though. Most anyone can talk things out. I do believe that. But both sides have to be open to listening. Not just sitting there and hearing the words, but hearing the meaning of the words. And so you're recognizing that it is time to talk. Okay, now here's where a lot of issues come into play. Whether it is work related now, family related, internet related. Okay, there is a huge importance to hearing the tone of people's voice and seeing a person's body language. Okay, if you think about when you pick up your phone and read a text from someone that you've been having an argument with, okay, they send you a text about the issue and you start reading the text and everything. The first lesson you start learning very quickly is that we read texts, emails, chats, all of that in the tone of voice we would be writing them, not in the tone the other person would be writing it. So if you pick up this email from them that is trying to address all this stuff, you may take it as completely antagonistic when the person truly did not believe it was meant that way. But because you read it in the tone of voice that you would have written it, you may see it that way. So this is when we have to make decisions on how we're going to communicate. Do we communicate by picking up the phone and talking with that person? Not texting, not chatting in a chat room, but talking with that person. Do we take it further? Yeah, exactly, Emma Louie. Okay, do we take it further and actually talk face to face? Because I can guarantee you there's a reason why I usually go with my camera on. Okay, and it comes down to, I strongly believe you guys can get a lot better feeling of what I'm trying to say and what matters to me by looking at my body language. Okay, by looking at what's behind my eyes. Okay, then if I was just picking up the phone and writing a text or even a voice message. Many of you guys who know me know I love voice messages. I choose voice messages because I know people can hear the tone of my voice at least, but they still can't see my facial expressions. And all because trust me, the eyes say a lot about someone. There are things you can't fake. There's reasons why body language is an issue out there. Is it 100%? No. But it does say a hell of a lot to other people. Okay. AJ just said, hold up. Are you trying to say that if we're reading an email and think it's antagonistic, that's because we would talk to the... Very possibly. Because you got to realize we have thoughts in our head, okay? If we're upset with someone, okay, or we don't agree with what someone is telling us, words that come out of your own head, the tone in your voice, in your head, because most of us think about it, when you're reading something, you kind of got a tone in your voice going on. It may come across as you're reading those things. Okay, and it's something that a lot of people will say when you're looking at communication skills. First thing they'll tell people is go face to face first. If that's your choice, ability. That's the way to go ahead and talk to someone. If you don't have that ability, then go by phone. There's actually an order. You also can get into things like using emojis and all that, but even emojis can be taken the wrong way at some point. Cupcake in the chat. Hey, Cupcake. Happy you're here. I'm enjoying getting to meet guys I get to meet some of you guys in Discord and all. It's so much fun. Oh my gosh, I get to really get to know you guys, which is nice. So the other thing that happens, especially with needing to do that talk with someone, it's important as you're going into these conversations to recognize not only your own thoughts at that time and where your own emotions are at that time, but realize there's a difference in communication styles, especially generation to generation. I'm a Gen Xer. We've got how many millennials out there with us now? Okay, some of the older generations are pretty much slowly disappearing out of the workplace. But we've got all of these communication styles, and they are different. Okay, if you just look in general about communication, okay, it used to be when you had an off-site meeting, you went there and you were face-to-face with them, yeah? Okay, now off-site means, oh, I'm doing a Zoom meeting or a Skype meeting or something like that. Okay, where it used to be, you would send an email to someone. Sometimes it's quicker just to go by text and keep it nice and short. Okay, words mean different things to different people. One of the things I love to tell people about is one of my really good friends from 20 years ago when I was in the Delphi forums, okay, was from Wales. And I remember one time I used to call people twerps. That was a term of endearment from me. Oh, you're being such a twerp. And I would say it to her, and I realized something felt off each time, but I could never quite figure it out, so I just took it as it was me. All of a sudden, one day she said, you know what, that's actually a cut down for us from where I am. And I was like, oh, okay. Because I never meant it taken that way. But she started taking it that way because of her communication styles and language. So it's important for us as we're going through this and we realize we need to talk. We need the person to know how we feel. We need the person to realize where we stand. Because sometimes with drama, you do have to take a stand. Okay, a lot of people will say, oh, just leave it alone, leave it alone, leave it alone. And yeah, you know what? A lot of times that is the best thing to do. But there are certain times with drama where you cannot leave it alone. What's best is to talk it through and try to talk so that hopefully you both move on. And so knowing as you go into these talks that language can be different. Okay, and not only understanding these communication styles could be different, but accept it. Okay, you can't demand other people, okay, change how they see the world, okay, to fit the way you see everything. You've got to recognize everyone has their right to differences. And then you've talked to people, maybe we've talked this with boundaries before and everything else. You talk with them, you've vented to other people, you've tried to make all these changes and stuff like that. And you just get to this point that nothing is happening. You keep trying to make sure people know the truth. You've tried to share your views without pushing things. You try to do all these things and you get to the point you need to know when it is time to just take a walk. Okay, to just say, at this point, I'm not responding anymore. I've responded 4 or 5 times. I've responded 4 or 5 million times. Nothing's changing. I've tried over and over and over and nothing is working. Guess what? If you've tried 100 times, I don't think the 101st is going to be the solution. You tried 10 times. I don't think the 11th is going to make a difference. Sometimes you have to just choose to take a walk and let it go. Okay. Knowing that when you're taking that walk, you're not taking it for the other person, you're taking it for yourself. When you get to this point, you are taking the walk to make your life easier. We talked about what drama does to us, the stress and all those other things. Okay, we've talked about all those things. So, why would you put yourself through more and more drama, knowing that it's causing you anxiety, blood pressure issues, all these other things, okay, depression, whatever it is? Why put yourself through that over and over and over? Okay, you need to protect your own energy. Okay, you need to protect your energies, your mental health. Okay, Emma, take a walk, take a hike, walk away, run and don't look back. Unfortunately, sometimes you have no choice. Someone's right in your face. If you're working with them, okay, you don't have the ability to just disappear from their life, for example. They're going to continue being who they are. But at a certain point, you make a decision for yourself that the repeated, okay, think about, you guys, I don't know how many of you guys have had this happen where you keep trying to state your side of something over and over. Okay, you say it goes right through them, and a couple weeks later, they're saying all the bull crap again. And so you say it again, and it goes right through them again. Every time you're getting more and more frustrated. Okay, and you got to look at what it is. Some things, yes, some things you've got to put your foot down and say, no. There are certain things in life that we have no choice. Okay, there's certain things in life, if someone says about you, you really do have to take a stand on, because it could be your reputation. But it's also recognizing that once you have addressed that 4, 5, 6 times, whatever the magic number is for you, okay, everyone has heard the truth. Okay, you have to depend on the fact that the people who are around you, they know the truth. They will be there for you, and they care about you. And people can try to change things, but the fact is there. The facts are there for people to look at. And it's up to them what they take with it. But it's not worth you, every single time it happens, for you to get the anxiety or the depression or the fears or things like that pop up. You need to be able to be comfortable and feel comforted in your reaction. And sometimes that is just walking away. Just saying, if that person at work over and over keeps making the same comments over and over that upset you, okay, at some point just saying, oh God, there they are again, and then just, okay, whatever. Talk to your vent buddy, things like that. But is it worth starting a huge fight over that everyone just gets frustrated with? Hey, Crystal, I love you, my dear. Hey, Jingles, how you doing, my dear? So looking at those, making the decisions that they're going to repeat their behavior no matter what you do. You're going to walk. You're going to decide, my mental health means more to me than allowing this person control over all of my emotions. Okay, so I'm standing up for myself and I'm moving on. Let them repeat their behaviors. People will see them repeat their behaviors. They will see them become unhinged. They will see them become that negative Nancy or whatever it is. We see that in people. Okay, and you recognize that. You also recognize you can make the decision to walk on. You can't control the other person. The other person is going to react in any way they're going to react. All you can do is step back, accept the person for who they are, how they're going to react. know that most of us out here, whether it be YouTube land, co-workers, family, whatever, also know how to step back. It amazes me how many times I will be talking to someone and I'll get frustrated about something, but I don't say anything about it because I'm like, oh, I don't want people to know that I think this or think that, because then what if they jump on my case and all that? And every now and then I'll make a comment and people are like, oh, yeah, you know what? I agree with you. I'm so tired of that person who keeps doing this. And all of a sudden I'm like, whoa, I thought I was the only one thinking that. The majority of us really are sick of all this crap. The majority of us are tired of all the games. Okay, whether it's sitting in YouTube and dealing with the games or sitting during lunch break, okay, in the cafeteria at work with everyone talking about everything. Most of us are sick of it. Okay, we can change ourselves to deal with them. We don't have to like what they're saying, but we can get to the point where we're like, okay, you know what? They're going to act the way they're going to act. Whatever. Okay, people have seen them for who they are. It's going to be fine. And we just walk. So next is just changing our, and the last one that I wanted to go over before we finish this up is changing our approach. It's hard, gang. This whole life is about changing our approach to drama. Okay, there's many reasons why we do drama. Okay, we like drama. Okay, there's many reasons why we sit there and complain about Thanksgiving dinner and all the drama that's going to pop up around the dinner table, but in the end, we're participating in it. Okay, there's many reasons for that. But in the end, it's understanding why. What is it we're getting from the drama? Is it worth it? Weigh the two. Okay, put together your pros and cons list. The pros of being involved in all the drama. The cons. Okay, because I guarantee you, when I talk to most of you guys here about drama, when I talk to my best friends and all about drama, okay, I find out very quickly most of us hate it. Down deep, most of us hate it. Other people who like it usually like it because lack of entertainment in their lives, and it gives them some entertainment. Okay, it's a reason why people like Jerry Springer do so well on TV. People want drama because they need entertainment. Their regular life is day in, day out the same thing. And you know what? This is one thing that they can maybe look at someone else's issues rather than look at their own issues. Peer pressure. Many people who get involved in drama do it over peer pressure. They want to belong. They want a place in a community. And this is where I'm saying, gang, most people truly would be amazed the community they could belong to by not being involved in drama. Because if they went to people and said, I'm so tired of all this stuff, and then they support each other when the drama pops up, because I've seen that before. I've created groups of people, friends that I know don't like drama. And when the drama pops up, I can depend on them to be there. And guess what? Where everyone else is talking about all the drama, we're talking about fun stuff. We're talking about other things that matter. We're not focused on all this other stuff. And it really does make a difference. So finding those friends who support you in that. Okay, if you all of a sudden hear people saying, I'm so tired of all this drama, connect with them. I think there's a lot more out there than you think. Okay, that's one thing I'm recognizing more and more every day. Okay, I recently thought, okay, I was the only one who was tired of all the drama. And then I made a comment to someone privately, and they're like, oh my God, yeah, same here. Then 24 hours later, I see in a whole chat where people are saying, yeah, no, this is sick. No, we're done. So making that stand that drama doesn't, there's other ways of having entertainment in your life. I mean, Cristola's been working on a whole channel involved in having fun, looking at fun videos, doing fun stuff. Okay, and it's amazing to see how many people really enjoy that. And she's doing a great job with that. Guys, if you haven't joined her channel, join it. AJ does gaming on his channel. Okay, there's so much out there. Then you have those of us who are into things like advocating for the missing, true crime, things like that, not on the drama basis, but truly to try to make a difference. We've got our people at work who are more focused in pulling together teams so you guys can work better as a team and make life easier when you're at work. Okay, what makes life easier when you're working? If you've got a really rough job, it makes the job and the day go so much quicker when you can enjoy each other's friendship. Talk story, tell stories to each other, stuff like that. In comparison to where you're all like, oh gosh, so-and-so just blew up at so-and-so, and now, oh, you can feel the tension in the air and stuff like that. We can make those decisions. So let me just ask you guys from chat. You guys know him. For those of you who are watching this on the replay, pop your takeaway for the day into the discussion area. But what's your takeaway from today? What is the one thing that I mentioned today or mentioned in chat, because there were some great ideas that were popping up out of chat that you're going to be able to take and run with? Yes, Cristola's Gremlins had a great Halloween. By the way, hope everyone had fun on Halloween. I pulled down the dog's Halloween thing, and now we got a Thanksgiving one I just finished. No one had seen that one yet. I just finished that. Gaming for now, AJ said, I still plan on doing gaming. I don't want to make it my whole channel. And that's the thing. Guys, our channels are a little of everything. Okay, my channel is not just mental health. It's not just missing people. It's not just Cantina. It's me. And I'm a little of all of those things, plus a lot of other things too. And also doing those things does make a difference. Okay, and just getting to know other people. Okay, rather than hanging out where everyone's always talking, pull yourself out of the drama and find one of these other channels to check out. Because there's some amazing channels out there. And also... so anyhow, Cantina. I need me a drink. Actually, I need a real drink. And but Cantina's almost here. We will be doing Cantina in 7 minutes. Hey, Kelly. How you doing, my dear? Hope you're doing good. Cantina will be starting in 47 minutes. We will be having fun, gang. I hate to tell you guys this may be our last Cantina for a few weeks. Unless I can figure something else out. On Monday, I will start stage managing for that new show. And based off of that, I have to be in town by something like 5:30 or something like that, which really, yeah, that's like right now. So I'll let you guys know that. Also, missing Mondays and the mental health discussions will probably move up earlier. I'll ask you guys, I'll do a poll to find out from you guys if it would be better to do it earlier or later, but I'm thinking earlier. So please, yeah, keep an eye out for that. Tonight we're just going to have fun. If this is going to be our last Cantina for a while, we are going to have some fun. I am, like I mentioned, starting up some memberships. If you guys have any ideas, I'm horrible at coming up, doing the creative side of this stuff. So if you guys have any perks you would like, please send me your perks. I would love to hear some ideas from you guys, because I want it to be stuff that you guys would like. Okay, if you guys are going to give money as a membership, I want to give you guys something back in exchange that you guys really want. And also let me know about those things. Other than that, I'll post Cantina up as soon as I get done with this, and we'll be able to set that. I'm reading AJ. AJ has a big message there. Good stuff. Yeah, AJ's fun to watch. And yeah, come to Cantina. I think, AJ, you're going to be at Cantina tonight. Hopefully we'll have Cristola pop in a couple times. A lot of you guys, yeah, just come on out. The creative side of being a creator, isn't it? Yeah, kind of strange. You mean you're supposed to be creative? Burden, girl, I literally had to contact someone and say, I can't come up with names for the different levels. They came up with a great idea. And also, yeah, it's, yeah, creative. I'm not the best of right now for some reason, which is not good going into a new show at all. I need my creativity going again. So, I'm on can not to talk about anything dramatic, but need to distract. Yep, de-stress is the whole idea of Cantina. So I hope to see you guys at Cantina. I will be posting that very, very soon. Thank you so much, Intuitive. And also, and hopefully we'll have the special guest about addictions in another couple weeks here. So I will let you know. Ooh, Christola, you're going to mess up my ideas now because that was damn good. Locomaniacs. Oh, she's. Now I'm getting, okay. I got the, oh, damn, that was even better than the other idea right there. I love that. Okay, I got figured. I'll talk to you privately. Okay, you guys have a great day. Love you all. Cassie is barking. Cassie wants to say good night. Oh, not good night, but till later. Yeah, she's being a troublemaker right now. So anyhow, talk to y'all later. Aloha. Oh my gosh. Aloha. Mahalo. Goodbye. Talk to you later.